Hello there guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome to Siberian Russia. So this video here is my Monday to Friday adventure, building a door and a door frame. As you know, I'm busy with the house, but I'm actually finishing up the door and frame today. So that's one task down. Then we need to get the oven running and then I think we can go back to do something awesome. We have our little friend here. I'm just having him here because I need to put him into storage. I don't know the story, as I said, about this little guy there, because it's a very, very young bear. And I doubt that any sensible hunter or any hunter would actually take down such a small bear. But I brought him over here so he could help the boss overlook the project. So basically, what's going to happen now is just I'm going to show you some footage from each of the days building the door and the door frame. Or the door frame and the door. So that's basically it, guys. Enjoy the video. You can see this is a aluminium cable, aluminium wire. It's a monolith, it's not braided. It's pretty awesome. So we'll close off these two faces here. Maybe you call the blue one here in English for negative, perhaps. Anyway, we'll close off these two, and what we're gonna do here at some point is that we're gonna change out these two here with an HPFI. HPFI, they are like sensors. They feel what's going on the electrical system, and if you, for example, get a shock or something like this, then it will turn off, because these guys, they of course don't do that. They only work on too high load or short circuit, straight short circuit. So there we have the phase, there we have the negative, and for the negative I'll loop that over. So here with this little guy here, these are rated for 63 amps, and I'm doing that because it's always important to have a good negative. Many people don't understand the negative. They don't think you can get electroshocked on negative, and they don't think that the negative does anything bad, or can do anything bad. But as a matter of fact, most electrical fires happen through a bad ground or bad negative. And that's just how that is. These guys we have to we need to get our cable through here, something like that, and I will of course save as much cable in there as possible, because you never know, right? I want to dig this up once again, that is for sure. Alright guys, so we're basically done here. Tra-la-la-la-la. Let's turn this guy here back on. What? Right guys, so we officially have electricity in the house. That is awesome. So what do we have for projects? Door and frame. It's gonna be a little bit of a nightmare, I guess. But today we're making the frame for the door, and then we will move on to the door itself. You see these guys here, they are relatively straight. This is also relatively straight. This is the straightest thing that I have except for myself, of course. Everything here for this videos here, there's gonna be like on the cam, on the action cams. I don't have time for all this stuff. Anyway. Then we have the boss over there. He's with a moose leg, as you can see. We better not get too close to him because he's gonna get angry. He's gonna get a little pissed. Hop, Bieber. Stå dem. Wow. He saved this moose leg here for months. I don't know where he's digging it down, but he's saving moose remains everywhere. This is gonna be the foot panel, and time to get the hand mill out, see how it goes. Because we have to cut out this part here, a depth of like 15 millimeters, maybe something like that, something like this. I think that'll be fine. This we have to do on all four sides, right? A little bit of moonshine work here. My oldest son is working on the camera. Alright guys, you are all covered in ice crystals. See you in the morning. You are covered in ice. That's crazy. Welcome to day 3, guys, of this multi-day video. Today we're gonna make the fourth side. It's gonna be that side, I think, of the door frame. And then we're gonna move on with the door. I have to put something to your attention. This Makita mill here is actually made in Japan. It's a little bit old, but it works awesome. Goes up to 23,000 revolutions a minute. So let's cut this last one here. Hello there guys, welcome to something like day 4 of the days in the life. We're making a door, as you know. The door frame is basically ready, actually. It's there, needs to be fitted a little bit and tralala, but the door frame is basically ready. Now I'm working on the door itself, obviously it's cold, it's like -1 or 0. I have a nasty wind. I have to replace this guy, but now we're making the door. These are 2x6s. We most likely have some wind going on. I'm cutting these down to 120 millimeters instead of 150, as you can see. And now I'm gonna make the other side, and I'm gonna make two 3 cross members. So that's what we're gonna do today, and see how far we can get. And then I will, then I have to assemble the door in some way. It's gonna be interesting, but yeah, too much wind actually. The boss is coming, helping out. So my boards there, they're of course not 100% straight. Boards rarely are straight from the sawmill. They've only been really cut out. So what I'm doing is that I will cut off here a little bit. And I'll use this ladder here as a guide rail. Then I'll cut some stuff off and do it all again on the other side, and then it's as straight as possible. None of this is gonna be ideal because, as you can see, I only have what I have to work with. A bucket full of ice. So that's how that is. Let's get on with it. Here we have the door and frame. That's going to be the side which opens. That's going to be the side with the hinges. And now I'm just fitting it a little bit. See, we have a little bit of a gap there. I straightened it out over here, so it is what it is. We're gonna of course have a crossbar there, crossbar here, and crossbar at the top. We are assembling the door. We have the frame, we have the basic door thing. We are making these tenons, I guess you call them in English. They're not very thick, but we'll get to that. And we need a third one here, of course, which is not interfering with the lock, so we'll put it up here. And I have the feeling that some of you would like to see how I do that, or say, well, why didn't you show that how you did it, and so on. And we also have to remember I'm working with very, very basic, simple tools here, right? So it is what it is, but I'm pretty satisfied with the results so far, anyway. So here we have the upper support. They're 8 millimeters, which is not that thick, but it'll do. I mean, I can stand on it. And we will, of course, cut them down a little bit here and put some dowels in, wooden dowels. I like wooden dowels from birch because they're very strong and they're awesome. We'll glue it. I already glued the frame and blah blah blah. But let's get to it, and let's get to it. There's a lot of resin in this wood here. There's not much power on this Accu. Let's get a new one. Alright guys, so we are entering the moment of truth. We have to make the mortises here for the 3 cross members. So before we start, I'll show you the tablet here again. This is day 5. We have 19% of battery left. We started with 86 and it's been working almost all day, every day, even yesterday far into the evening. And we've been working in 0C, so -2. And with 19% left, it says it has 1 day and 12 hours left. And it's been working with both Wi-Fi and Bluetooth and stuff like that. This Silky R10 tablet, outdoors tablet here, is super awesome. You should check out the video I made on it, and you should definitely take the link to the description. And also, you guys already have bought them. I'm not gonna be getting paid. I don't get any commission or anything from this, though. But anyway, let's get on with it. We have another machine, and in this we have an 8mm drill because. That's all that fits. It's a mill, of course, but it's a little bit different. You can see we can go up and down. This means that we can drill relatively straight holes and we can clean them out like this. We'll make a test run here. I pointed some holes. I'll get my ears and eyes on, of course, but here goes nothing. It can definitely drill these holes here a lot straighter than I can freehand. That is not too bad, to be quite honest. I have to work a little here with a plane and clean it off anyway. And tra-la-la-la-la. But it's not too bad. It's Friday. Yesterday we finished up the door. Oh, not finished, but we assembled it. It looks pretty nice. And it fits pretty well. Also have to be planed off and stuff like that, but we assembled it. Now we're gonna have to take it apart again because we have to drive in some wooden dowels here, there, and glue it, of course. And then we have to bring it back together again, and then we have to fit it, of course. I made a mistake here for some weird reason. I don't know why, how that happened. But you can see we have an edge here. That was not really the intention, but I think we can work around that. I'm not gonna make a new one, as I initially suggested to myself. In the open spaces here, we will use some plywood. You know, this kind of fancy, shiny plywood that you use for concrete casting foams and so on, 12mm. Because, as I said, this is like a temporary door. Maybe it's gonna be, you know the saying, there's no such thing, blah, 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 blah. There's nothing as permanent as a temporary solution. That's what I wanted to say. Anyway, as I described, explained, we have to have a mud room, as you guys call it in Canada. I know a guy from Alaska who says it's called the Arctic entrance. So we just call it a mud room, Arctic entrance. So the door is not really made for being outside, but it'll do. It'll do for now. So let's get on with the work. Let's say hi to the boss. I have two 50mm insulating mats under there. It's a nice boss. So for the dowels, we need this board here with an 8mm hole. We need a knife or an axe, but since these are small dowels, I think we'll just go for a knife. And this is a survival Russian knife. with a lot of hidden features that we will get into at some point. But you can say this knife is kind of specially made for this. Not for dowels, but for working. But basically, we have to make some dowels, and they have to be a little bit too large in diameter to fit through this hole here. That is that's basically what we're gonna do. We will get to the survival Russian knife here. I'll show you all of its features. Pretty darn soon, actually. And I think we have solved the issues with the knife maker. Not issues, but with the steel and production cost and so on. It's not gonna be a super cheap knife. We have a little arsenal of dowels here. I think that'll make us 12 dowels. We have to drill the holes, and we have to make a little bit of a trick with those holes. So let me show you how we do that. First of all, we will need to take the door apart again. Like that. We have some offset crosses here. We're going to drill some holes, but with a small drill. So we drilled our small holes. Now we just have to put it back together again. And then we're going to take it apart once more. Now we have holes over there and holes over here. We're gonna take our small drill, and we're not gonna drill, we're just gonna mark the holes. We're gonna approximately offset them a little bit. That is really hard to do. With one hand. We're gonna do something like this. 1.5 millimeter or something like that. Like that. And what will that do? That will do that on the top we have a hole, on the bottom we have a hole, right? And they will be offset a little bit, so when we punch in our dowel, it will draw the two elements together, so there's a good tension. That's one of the awesome things about dowels, that we can do this. So I'll do that. That means I have to take it all apart and drill all the 8 millimeter holes, glue it, and we'll get the dowels running in. Alright, let's get this door assembled. With some glue here. I've already tested the glue, it will harden in the cold weather. Okay, we got it. I'll save a little bit of battery power for you guys. We need one there. I need 2 hands. So that's basically how it looks. But let's get the door here back into the frame. and we'll leave it for tomorrow. So basically that's it for the Monday to Friday thing. So also from here I would say that's it for the door and the door frame. I'm gonna show you the full door when it's up here. So that's what I managed to do here, among all sorts of other things from Monday to Friday. So guys, please check the links in the description. Please consider supporting the channel via membership and super thanks and all that good stuff. It's highly appreciated, but not expected, but highly appreciated. So guys, until next time, get on the train, get it done, do something awesome, and see you in the next video, guys. Thank you very much for your time.